Hello. So for this lesson, we're going to continue with the fall theme, and it's apple season. And so we're going to draw a big red apple, and we're going to make it look like we've cut a little wedge out of it. And then on the inside, we're going to do some patterns, kind of like a Zentangle, like what we've done before. So you just need some paper and an eraser, your pencil. I've got two sizes of markers here. I've got the fine and the ultra fine. We're going to use the thicker one for our outside, what are called contour lines with our apples. And then I've got a scarlet crayon. You can use any sort of dry red medium. All right. So first thing, as always, we're going to draw. Now with this one, because we're going to have a slice over here, we're going to take our apple and move it over off center just a little bit. And you want to make it a nice big apple so we have lots of room to put some patterns in the wedge. So doesn't have to be a perfect apple. I'm going to leave this part off because right here, because we're going to be putting our wedge there, and I obviously can't erase my lines if I'm using the Sharpie. Okay, so we have the outside. Ooh, all sorts of. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to put a little stem. Make the stem a little bit skinnier at the top than at the bottom. And then we're going to take a slice out of our apple. And so we're going to start by going like that, just a short little line, and then stop. And then we're going to do another one so that you can imagine that these are kind of in the same place in our apple. Okay? If you need some assistance with this part, that's perfectly understandable. All right. And then we're just going to draw a line down that kind of follows our outside line. And then from here, we're going to do a straight down line, and then we're going to do the bottom like that. And this is where you want to erase. Okay, so we have a little V here, we have a bigger V here, we have a curved line, and then we have a straight down line. Make sure you draw lightly so that if you need to try it a few times, you can easily erase. All right, and then down over here, wherever you want to put it, we're going to have that slice that we just took out of there. So we're going to have the skin, which will end up coloring red. And then this is the inside of the apple slice. And there's probably some seeds in there that we'll put right here. And there's probably some seeds showing in here as well. So I'll make sure we've got these. Okay, So then what we want to do is you will pause the video and take your fine Sharpie and go over the lines that you're happy with, okay? And then come back when you're ready to come to the next step. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is erase some of your lines. So we have a nice clean paper as much as possible. Make sure you're breathing and enjoying what you're doing. Okay, so this will not be colored red. What will be colored red, and you can push down on your crayon or whatever, you can use oil pastels, you can use a paint pen. So push down on a little bit so you can get some nice color there. And just go on the inside of your black lines. Okay, and then you're going to do this part of the apple, but don't do this part. That's where our slice has been cut out. I'm going to turn this around a little bit so I can get a better angle. I won't get my side of my hand in it too much. And when you're coloring a big surface, if you are using oil pastels or crayon, is you want to rotate your crayon a little bit so that it doesn't get flat on one side, right? And you can go over it a couple of times. Doesn't have to be a perfect job. There we go. Probably have some crumbs that you need to clean off. And then we also need to do the skin on our wedge. Wish I hadn't done that, but I was not paying attention as to where the point of the crayon is, so no problem. Have some darker spots and some lighter spots, so I'm just trying to smooth that out a little bit. That happens when you're using crayons on a large piece, a large space. Okay. Now, we're going to take our marker and do the stem. And yes, I know that apple stems are not black, but you have to think about what makes your composition look good too, right? And I like the black, red, and white for this composition. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a Zentangle pattern here. and you can do whatever pattern that you want. My suggestion is that you keep it simple. So what you're going to do first is, see this line right here? You want to have your pattern also going in that direction. So you want to draw parallel lines. You can keep them kind of the same. Notice I'm just drawing, and oh, and that's one thing I forgot to say to you, is we're just going to draw with our ultra fine Sharpie. We're going to be fearless here. Okay. So you can do whatever pattern you would like within these stripes. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. Drawing patterns, very good for our brain. This one I'm just doing some circles. It can be and they touch. And when I say that it's very good for our brain, what I mean is that it not only relaxes, it helps our focus. You know that. I've been saying that for quite a while to you. But it also gets both sides of the brain working together, so you literally are in better balance. Notice I'm just doing this upside down. Making them the same size, so they end up being diamond shaped. And I might go back and fill in those diamonds there. Yeah, I think I will. I'm trying to think what I'm going to do now. Kind of another version of the diamond. And you can make up your own patterns. You definitely don't need to be like mine. And if you're running out of ideas, you can just go back up here and repeat one that you've already used. All right, so we've got that done. And now we're ready to do the wedge, and I'm going to turn it because it's easier for me to do straighter lines. Horizontally than vertically. All right, and so since this wedge came from here, we're going to have some of the same patterns. Okay, they don't have to be exactly the same, but it'll definitely be smaller, right? Right. Now, if you would like, you can draw just a line here for the surface that it's everything's sitting on. But there you have it. Very simple patterns that will help you relax. A little bit of color, very limited palette. Now you can jazz it up if you want. If you want to do more work on the table or on the background, absolutely okay. You have fun with it, but I wanted to show you what the basic components are. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Thank you.